Have you ever found yourself caught in that strange space between sleep and wakefulness, where for just a moment you knew you were dreaming, and yet you could control everything around you? That fleeting sensation of power, of being able to bend reality to your will, to fly above mountains or walk through walls, it wasn't just your imagination. What if I told you that this experience, dream walking, is actually an ancient practice that was systematically erased from human knowledge? A practice so powerful that those who mastered it could not only manipulate their dream reality, but could enter the dreams of others, access hidden dimensions, and even bring back knowledge from realms beyond our own? You're about to discover the truth that has been hidden from you your entire life. Today, I'm going to reveal the forgotten art of dream walking, not as some mystical fantasy, but as a precise science of consciousness that was once known by ancient civilizations across the globe. From the Egyptian priests who entered the duat, to the Tibetan monks who practiced dream yoga, to the shamanic traditions that spoke of spirit travel. They were all accessing the same reality, a reality that you can access tonight. But first, you need to understand why this knowledge was suppressed. Why would such powerful information be systematically erased from human consciousness? The answer may disturb you, because those who can navigate the astral planes can access information that was never meant to be discovered by ordinary people. They can break through the programmed limitations of the human mind. By the end of this video, you'll understand not only how to navigate your dreams consciously, but how to use dream walking to transform your waking reality, access forgotten memories, and even connect with beings from other dimensions of existence. If what I'm sharing resonates with you, make sure to subscribe to this channel right now and hit the notification bell. The information I'm about to share could change your perception of reality forever, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Before we dive into the ancient techniques of dream walking, you need to understand what's actually happening to your consciousness during sleep. Forget everything you've been taught about dreams being just random firings of neurons or the brain processing the day's events. That's the sanitized version designed to keep you ignorant of your own power. The truth is far more profound. When you sleep, your consciousness isn't shutting down. It's expanding. During your normal waking state, your awareness is filtered through the limitations of your physical senses. You perceive only a tiny fraction of the electromagnetic spectrum, a narrow band of frequencies that your brain interprets as reality. But during sleep, particularly during the REM phase, these filters begin to dissolve. Studies at prestigious neuroscience institutions have shown that during REM sleep, the parts of your brain responsible for logical processing and sensory interpretation decrease in activity, while the areas connected to emotion, memory, and nonlinear thinking light up like a Christmas tree. But here's what they don't tell you. This shift isn't a malfunction. It's an evolution of consciousness. In this state, your pineal gland, what ancient traditions called the third eye, secretes compounds that allow your consciousness to partially detach from the physical body. The most well-known of these compounds is DMT, dimethyltryptamine, which some researchers call the spirit molecule. This creates what quantum physicists call a non-local consciousness. Your awareness is no longer bound to your physical location. You become capable of perceiving information and realities beyond the limitations of time and space. But dreamwalking takes this even further. It's not just about having vivid or lucid dreams. It's about learning to navigate these expanded states with precision and intention. It's about becoming the architect of your astral experience rather than a passive witness. The difference between ordinary dreaming and dream walking is like the difference between being carried by a river wherever it flows versus becoming the river itself, controlling the direction, speed, and even the very nature of your experience. Ancient cultures understood this science intimately. The Egyptians, for instance, developed elaborate protocols for what they called conscious separation, documented in their Book of the Dead, which was actually mistranslated. A more accurate title would be The Book of Coming Forth by Day, a manual for navigating non-physical realms. Similarly, Tibetan monks practiced dream yoga for thousands of years, using specific breathing techniques and visualization practices to maintain awareness during the transition from wakefulness to sleep. They understood that this transition period, what modern sleep science calls the hypnagogic state, is the doorway to controlled astral travel. But why does this matter to you right now? Because learning to dream walk isn't just about having fascinating experiences while you sleep. The ability to consciously navigate astral realities gives you access to parts of yourself and information that can transform your waking life in ways you can barely imagine. Those who master dream walking report enhanced creativity, intuition that borders on precognition, emotional healing that happens at accelerated rates, and a sense of purpose and connection that transcends ordinary reality. In essence, dream walking is the science of becoming conscious in a reality where thought instantly becomes experience, and bringing that power back into your physical life. You might wonder, if dream walking is so powerful, why isn't everyone doing it? Why didn't your parents teach you this? Why isn't it part of our educational system? The answer reveals one of the most systematic suppressions of human potential in history. Across ancient civilizations, from Egypt to India, from Native American tribes to Celtic Druids, dreamwalking was considered essential knowledge. Children were taught from a young age how to maintain awareness during sleep, how to interpret symbols encountered in the dream world, and how to use these experiences to guide their waking lives. So, what happened? When did we lose this fundamental aspect of human consciousness? The erasure began around 1500 years ago, during the transition from ancient polytheistic religions to more controlling monotheistic systems. Early church leaders recognized that people who could access knowledge directly through dream walking couldn't be easily controlled by religious doctrine. St. Augustine, one of the most influential Christian theologians, specifically condemned night travelers, those who claimed to journey beyond their bodies during sleep. The Church labeled these practices as demonic, punishable by excommunication or worse. By the Middle Ages, the suppression turned violent. The infamous witch hunts targeted primarily women who maintained connections to ancient dream practices. Many of these witches were simply the keepers of old knowledge about consciousness and healing through dream states. The final blow came during the scientific revolution. As mechanistic views of the universe gained popularity, anything that couldn't be measured with physical instruments was dismissed as superstition. Dreams were reduced to mere neural activity, stripped of their significance as experiences of expanded consciousness. But the suppression wasn't only external. It became internalized. Modern life is specifically designed to prevent dream walking. Artificial lighting disrupts our natural sleep cycles, specifically reducing REM sleep when dream walking naturally occurs. The constant bombardment of electromagnetic frequencies from devices interferes with the pineal gland's ability to produce the compounds necessary for conscious astral travel. Stimulants like caffeine, alcohol, and certain medications directly inhibit the brain's ability to enter the specific frequencies required for dream walking. And perhaps most insidiously, the frantic pace of modern life keeps most people too exhausted to maintain awareness during sleep. When you collapse into bed after a day of stress and overstimulation, your consciousness is likely to shut down completely rather than expand into higher awareness. This isn't conspiracy theory. It's documented history and science. The knowledge of dream walking wasn't just forgotten. It was systematically removed from human experience. But here's the truth they don't want you to know. Despite all attempts to erase this knowledge, the ability to dreamwalk remains hardwired into your consciousness. It cannot be removed because it's not a learned skill. It's your birthright as a conscious being. And now, this forgotten knowledge is resurfacing, precisely when humanity needs it most. Now that you understand the science behind dreamwalking and why this knowledge was suppressed, let's explore the 7 doorways, the access points to the astral realm that you can begin using tonight. These aren't theoretical concepts. They are precise entry points to different aspects of the dream reality, each with its own qualities and purposes. Ancient dreamwalkers understood that just as the physical world has different environments, oceans, mountains, forests, the astral plane contains various domains, each accessed through specific doorways. The first doorway, the hypnagogic portal. This is the threshold between wakefulness and sleep, that floating sensation just before you drift off. Most people pass through this doorway unconsciously every night, but with practice, you can learn to maintain awareness here. The hypnagogic state creates a unique brain frequency, between 7 and 4 Hz, where consciousness begins to detach while still maintaining self-awareness. To access this doorway consciously, lie completely still as you're falling asleep, focusing on your breathing while mentally repeating, "I maintain awareness as my body sleeps." When you begin to feel heaviness in your limbs and see fragmentary images behind your eyelids, resist the urge to either fully wake up or fall asleep. Instead, become a witness to these sensations. Allow your body to fall asleep while keeping a thread of awareness active. This creates what dreamwalkers call the split, the separation of consciousness from physical awareness. Many people experience a subtle vibration or buzzing sensation as they successfully navigate this doorway. This is the frequency shift of your consciousness-changing states. Embrace it rather than fear it. The second doorway, the dream conversion. This technique involves entering a normal dream and then converting it into a conscious dreamwalking experience. It's perhaps the easiest method for beginners. Throughout your day, develop the habit of reality checks. Ask yourself, "Am I dreaming right now?" while looking at your hands or trying to push your finger through your palm. These checks will eventually happen automatically in your dreams. Before sleeping, firmly set the intention. When I dream tonight, I will realize I am dreaming. When you find yourself in a dream and suddenly recognize it as such, avoid excitement which can wake you up. Instead, immediately ground yourself in the dream by touching something in your dream environment and focusing on the sensation. Once stabilized, you can begin to control and navigate the dream reality. Start by making small changes, changing the color of an object or making a flower bloom, before attempting larger manipulations. The third doorway, the wake back to bed method. This powerful technique leverages your natural sleep cycles to create a direct entry into conscious dream walking. Set an alarm to wake you up after 4 to 5 hours of sleep, when your REM cycles are strongest. Upon waking, stay up for 20 to 30 minutes while focusing your mind on dream walking. Read about it, visualize it, or meditate on your intention. Return to bed, lying on your back with your hands at your sides, and focus entirely on maintaining awareness as you fall back asleep. As you drift off, visualize yourself floating upward from your body or sinking through your bed. These visualizations often trigger the transition to the astral state. The fourth doorway, the symbol, bridge. Ancient dreamwalkers understood that specific symbols act as bridges between physical and astral reality. These symbols speak directly to the deeper parts of consciousness, bypassing the logical mind. Before sleep, focus on one of these universal gateway symbols: a spiral staircase descending into light, an ancient wooden door with strange markings, a still pond that reflects not your face but another reality, a key made of light that you hold in your hand. As you fall asleep, imagine this symbol growing larger and more vivid. See yourself interacting with it, descending the staircase, opening the door, touching the water's surface, or turning the key. These symbols act as focal points for consciousness, creating what shamans call assemblage points, specific configurations of awareness that allow perception of non-ordinary reality. The fifth doorway, the body of light technique. This advanced method was used by esoteric schools throughout history. As you lie down to sleep, visualize your physical body surrounded by a field of white or golden light. Imagine this light condensing into a perfect duplicate of your physical form, hovering just above you. Focus your awareness entirely on this light body, transferring your sense of self from the physical to this energetic double. Once your awareness has fully shifted to the light body, imagine it moving away from your physical form, floating upward, drifting sideways, or simply sitting up while your physical body remains still. With practice, this technique creates such a complete transfer of consciousness that astral experiences become indistinguishable from physical reality in their clarity and detail. The sixth doorway, the sound current. Ancient traditions from Egypt to Tibet recognized that specific sound frequencies could trigger the separation of consciousness from the physical body. As you're falling asleep, listen for internal sounds, a humming, buzzing, or ringing that seems to come from within your head. These aren't just blood flow or neural activity. They're what mystical traditions call the sound current, the audible manifestation of consciousness shifting states. Instead of ignoring these sounds, focus your attention on them. As you concentrate, the sound will intensify. Allow your consciousness to merge with the sound, letting it pull your awareness deeper into the non-physical reality. This technique can create extraordinarily stable dreamwalking experiences as the sound current acts as an anchor for consciousness. The seventh doorway, the heart space entry. Perhaps the most powerful but least known method, as you prepare for sleep, shift your awareness from your mind to the center of your chest, what ancient traditions called the heart space. Feel a warmth or gentle pulsation in this area, independent of your physical heartbeat. With each breath, imagine this center expanding, becoming a doorway of light within your chest. As you drift toward sleep, visualize yourself moving through this inner doorway, emerging into a reality created by your heart's deepest knowing rather than your mind's imagination. This technique often leads to profound encounters with guides, teachers, or aspects of your higher self that can offer transformative insights. These 7 doorways aren't just techniques. They're specific configurations of consciousness that have been used by dreamwalkers throughout history. Each one creates a slightly different quality of astral experience, and you may find that some work better for you than others. The key is consistent practice. Choose one doorway and work with it for at least 21 days before trying another. Dreamwalking is a skill that develops through persistence and deepens with experience. Once you've passed through one of the 7 doorways, you'll find yourself in what dreamwalkers call the astral reality. But this isn't a single, uniform dimension. Just as the physical world contains diverse environments, the astral realm comprises multiple landscapes, each with its own qualities and purposes. Understanding these landscapes is crucial because where you find yourself in the astral realm will determine what experiences and knowledge are available to you. Ancient dreamwalkers mapped these territories in detail, creating what amounts to a comprehensive geography of non-physical reality. Let me guide you through the 5 primary astral landscapes you're likely to encounter. The first landscape, the threshold realm. This is the first level you'll encounter as a beginning dreamwalker. It closely resembles the physical world but with subtle differences. Colors may be more vibrant, physical laws slightly altered, and time inconsistent. The threshold realm is created by the collective consciousness of humanity and reflects our shared expectations of reality. Here, you might visit places from your memories, meet people you know, or explore environments that seem familiar yet somehow different. Many people mistake this landscape for ordinary dreaming, but there's a crucial difference. In the threshold realm, you maintain complete awareness and control. You know you're dreamwalking, and you can make conscious choices about your experience. This landscape serves as training ground for developing your astral senses and learning to stabilize your non-physical awareness. It's like the shallow end of a pool where you learn to swim before venturing into deeper waters. To navigate this realm effectively, stabilize your awareness by periodically touching objects and feeling their texture. Practice manipulating the environment in small ways. changing colors, moving objects with your mind. Speak your intentions aloud to strengthen your influence over this reality. If the environment begins to destabilize or fade, spin in a circle to regain clarity. The second landscape. The memory spheres. Deeper than the threshold realm lie the memory spheres, vast repositories of personal and collective memory. This landscape appears as interconnected bubbles or spheres of experience, each containing complete memories with all associated emotions and sensations. Here, you can access not only your own forgotten memories, including those from early childhood and some traditions suggest previous lifetimes, but also tap into the collective memory of humanity. The Akashic records described in many spiritual traditions refer to this aspect of the memory spheres. The environment here is fluid and responsive to thought. Entire scenarios unfold based on what you're seeking to understand or remember. Colors tend toward blue and violet hues, and there's often a sensation of floating or swimming through information. To effectively explore the memory spheres, approach with clear questions or intentions about what you wish to discover. Remain emotionally neutral as memories emerge, as strong reactions can distort the information. Use your hands to part layers of memory if you need to go deeper into a specific recollection. To exit a memory that becomes too intense, visualize a door and step through it. The third landscape. The creative matrix. This astral landscape is where thoughts and emotions take immediate form. It appears as a realm of swirling energy, vivid colors, and rapidly shifting environments that transform based on your conscious and unconscious projections. Ancient traditions from India called this the Chitakasha, the space where mind becomes matter. It's the realm where artists, inventors, and visionaries throughout history have sourced their greatest inspirations. The creative matrix responds instantaneously to your thoughts and feelings. A passing fear can manifest as a threatening form, while a moment of joy might create a landscape of incredible beauty. This immediate feedback makes the creative matrix an extraordinary tool for understanding the connection between your inner state and your reality. To navigate this highly responsive realm, maintain emotional equilibrium, as fear or anxiety can quickly manifest challenging scenarios. Practice deliberate creation by holding a clear thought and watching it materialize. If unwanted manifestations appear, don't fight them. Simply shift your focus to a different thought. Use this landscape to prototype solutions to waking life challenges or to explore creative possibilities. The fourth landscape. The soul nexus. Deeper still is the soul nexus, a realm where consciousness exists in its pure form, independent of physical reference points. This landscape often appears as interconnected webs of light, vast geometric structures, or flowing rivers of luminous energy. In the soul nexus, you may encounter other consciousnesses, not as physical forms but as distinct energetic signatures or presences. These may include other dream walkers, non-physical entities, or aspects of consciousness that ancient traditions would call guides, angels, or teachers. The soul nexus is where meaningful synchronicities are born, where consciousness connects across time and space to create the meaningful coincidences that Carl Jung described. Many people report receiving profound insights or life-changing guidance in this realm. To effectively engage with the soul nexus, release expectations about how communication should occur. Information often comes as direct knowing rather than words. Ask clear questions and remain receptive to answers that may come in symbolic form. If you encounter other consciousnesses, approach with respect and clear boundaries. Remember that time works differently here. What feels like minutes may contain vast amounts of information. The fifth landscape. The primordial field. The deepest astral landscape accessible to human consciousness is what ancient traditions called the primordial field, the foundational layer of reality from which all forms emerge. This realm often appears paradoxical to human perception, simultaneously empty yet full, silent yet vibrating with potential, formless yet containing all forms. Colors here transcend normal perception, sometimes appearing as colors you've never seen before. A common report among experienced dreamwalkers. The primordial field is where you can access what quantum physicists call the field of infinite possibilities, the unmanifested potential from which reality emerges. It's the realm where the deepest patterns of existence can be perceived and, potentially, influenced. Few dreamwalkers reach this depth regularly, as it requires significant development of consciousness to maintain awareness at this level without being absorbed back into the field itself. To approach the primordial field, enter with profound stillness of mind. Any conceptual thinking will pull you back to denser landscapes. Surrender personal identity while maintaining a thread of awareness. Don't try to do anything here. Simply witness and receive. To return, gradually reintroduce the sense of self, progressing back through the other landscapes. As you develop your dream-walking abilities, you'll naturally move between these landscapes, sometimes experiencing several in a single night. Each serves a purpose in the expansion of your consciousness and offers unique opportunities for growth and discovery. Remember, these landscapes are not separate places out there. They are progressively deeper layers of your own consciousness, aspects of reality that exist within you but extend far beyond your individual awareness. Now that you understand the doorways to enter astral reality and the landscapes you'll encounter, let's focus on how to navigate these realms with precision and purpose. Dreamwalking isn't about passive observation. It's about becoming a conscious explorer of non-physical reality. The techniques I'm about to share have been preserved in mystery schools, shamanic lineages, and esoteric texts for thousands of years. They represent the practical methodology of astral exploration, the how-to knowledge that turns sporadic lucid dreams into consistent, controllable dream-walking experiences. First, let's address the fundamental challenge every dreamwalker faces: maintaining stability in the astral state. Without stability, your experiences will be fragmented and difficult to recall upon waking. The anchoring technique. When you first realize you're dreamwalking, resist the urge to immediately fly off or radically change your environment. Instead, take a moment to anchor your consciousness. Focus on your hands, examining them in detail. This simple act creates a point of reference for your awareness. Touch something in your environment and really feel its texture, temperature, and weight. Physical sensation, even in the astral body, grounds your consciousness. Speak aloud, "I am conscious and aware in this dream state." The act of speaking reinforces your presence. Spin slowly in a circle while maintaining visual focus on your surroundings. This spin technique, discovered by dream researcher Stephen LaBerge, re-engages the visual processing centers of your brain, significantly extending the duration of your dream-walking experience. These anchoring steps should take no more than 20 to 30 seconds but can extend your dream-walking session from mere minutes to half an hour or more. Next, let's explore how to move purposefully through astral reality. Unlike physical movement, astral travel relies entirely on intention and focused thought. Intention-based movement. In the astral realm, where you place your attention is where you'll go. This creates both opportunities and challenges. For short-distance movement, simply look where you want to go, then allow yourself to glide or step there. Avoid thinking about the mechanics of walking. Your astral body doesn't need these physical processes. For longer distances, clearly visualize your destination while feeling the emotion of already being there. The combination of clear imagery and corresponding emotion creates a powerful attractor that pulls your consciousness to that location. If you want to visit a person rather than a place, focus on their essence, how their presence feels to you, rather than just their physical appearance. This targets the consciousness rather than merely creating a projection of their form. To explore unknown realms, set an intention such as, Show me what I need to see, or take me where I need to go for my highest growth. The astral reality responds to these intentions, often in surprising ways. A common challenge is unintended movement, suddenly being pulled to random locations by stray thoughts. To prevent this, practice thought discipline before attempting serious dreamwalking. Meditation is excellent preparation. If you find yourself unintentionally shifting locations, immediately focus on your hands or feet to restabilize. Create a mental home base in your astral experiences, a location you can return to if your journey becomes disorienting. Now, let's address one of the most powerful aspects of dreamwalking, encountering and interacting with other consciousnesses in the astral realm. Conscious encounters. The beings you meet in astral reality fall into several categories. Projections of your own mind. These are essentially aspects of yourself appearing in personified form. Other human dreamwalkers or astral projectors. Non-physical entities that naturally inhabit the astral planes. Higher aspects of consciousness that traditions variously call guides, angels, or teachers. How can you tell the difference? Here's a reliable test. Ask the entity a question you don't know the answer to, but that can be verified upon waking. A projection of your own mind cannot provide information you don't already possess at some level, while independent consciousnesses can. For meaningful interactions. Approach all entities with respect, but also with clear boundaries. Your astral body is an extension of your energy field, and you have the right to protect it. If an encounter feels threatening, remember that nothing in the astral realm can harm your physical body. Simply state firmly, "This interaction is over," and visualize a shield of light around you. When seeking guidance, ask specific questions rather than vague ones. What should I do about my life? Will yield less useful information than, what is blocking my creativity right now? Always verify information received in the astral realm rather than accepting it blindly. True wisdom stands up to waking consciousness examination. The ability to retrieve and retain information from your dreamwalking experiences is crucial. Many people have profound experiences but wake with only fragmented memories. Here's how to improve your recall. Memory anchoring. Before initiating dreamwalking, set a clear intention. I will remember everything important from this experience. During the experience, periodically affirm, I am remembering this clearly. When you discover something significant, create a memory trigger, a simple symbol or word that you associate with that information. Just before returning to physical consciousness, mentally review the key points of your experience. Upon waking, remain absolutely still. Any physical movement pulls consciousness fully back into the body, often erasing dream memories in the process. Keep a journal specifically for dreamwalking experiences. Writing down even fragments often triggers recall of the entire experience. These navigation techniques transform random astral experiences into purposeful explorations. With practice, you'll move from brief, unstable lucid dreams to extended journeys through the astral landscapes with clear recall upon waking. Remember, consistency is key. The dream-walking masters of ancient traditions practice these techniques nightly, gradually building their capacity to maintain consciousness across different states of being. Beyond exploration and fascinating experiences, dreamwalking offers practical applications that can transform your waking life. These aren't just theoretical possibilities. They are documented abilities that experienced dreamwalkers have demonstrated throughout history. Let me share with you the 7 hidden powers that develop as you master the art of conscious astral navigation. Accelerated problem solving. The astral realm gives you access to parts of your consciousness that remain dormant during waking hours. In this expanded state, solutions to complex problems often appear with remarkable clarity. Thomas Edison knew this secret. He would nap while holding steel balls in his hands, positioned above metal pans. As he drifted into the hypnagogic state, The first doorway we discussed, his hands would relax, dropping the balls and waking him just as insights emerged. This technique led to many of his 1,093 patents. To use dream walking for problem solving. Before sleep, clearly define the problem you need to solve. As you enter the dream state, visualize yourself standing before a door labeled Solution. Once dream walking begins, open this door with the clear intention of finding your answer. Allow the astral reality to present the solution in whatever form it takes. As a person, a symbol, a landscape, or direct knowledge. Many scientists, artists, and entrepreneurs have used variations of this technique. Dmitri Mendeleev saw the periodic table of elements in a dream. Elias Howe solved the final design of the sewing machine while dream walking. Salvador Dali called his surrealist painting technique handcrafted photography of concrete irrationality, essentially bringing back images from his astral experiences. Emotional healing and integration. The astral realm allows you to encounter and integrate aspects of yourself that have been repressed or fragmented due to trauma or societal conditioning. In the astral state, these aspects often appear as people, creatures, or even landscapes that represent parts of your psyche seeking recognition and reintegration. By consciously engaging with these manifestations rather than avoiding them, profound healing can occur. To facilitate emotional healing through dream walking, set an intention to encounter what needs healing. When you meet challenging manifestations in the astral realm, ask them directly. What do you represent? What do you need? Listen without judgment to the answers that emerge. Create a ritual of acceptance and integration, such as embracing the entity or symbolically taking it into your heart. Psychotherapist Carl Jung called this process active imagination and used it extensively in his practice. What many don't realize is that Jung was describing a form of conscious dream walking, allowing patients to resolve inner conflicts that talk therapy couldn't reach. Timeline navigation advanced dream walkers can move their consciousness along what appears to be their personal timeline, accessing both past and potential future events. This doesn't mean the future is predetermined, but rather that probable outcomes based on current trajectories become visible. Similarly, past events can be revisited not just as memories, but as experiences that can be observed from new perspectives. To explore timeline navigation, enter the astral state with the clear intention to explore your timeline. Visualize your life as a path extending behind and ahead of you. Move along this path, noting that the quality of light often changes. Past events typically appear in softer focus, while future potentials may seem more vibrant or translucent. Remember that future glimpses show probabilities based on current energy and decisions, not fixed outcomes. Indigenous cultures worldwide use this aspect of dream walking for both historical remembrance and future preparation. The Aboriginal concept of dream time reflects this ability to access a consciousness outside linear time. Remote viewing and information gathering. One of the most well-documented powers of dream walking is the ability to perceive distant locations, events, or information not accessible through physical senses. Governments have spent millions researching this phenomenon, often called remote viewing. The declassified CIA Stargate project found that trained individuals could indeed access information about remote locations with accuracy far exceeding chance. What many of these programs discovered but didn't publicize was that the most effective remote viewers used techniques essentially identical to traditional dream walking methods. To develop remote viewing through dream walking, choose a specific target, location, person, or information you wish to perceive. As you enter the dream walking state, hold the intention to perceive this target. Allow your consciousness to be drawn to it naturally rather than forcing the experience. Observe details without interpretation initially, then seek to understand their significance. After waking, verify whatever information can be confirmed. Ancient traditions used this ability for everything from hunting, locating game before the hunt, to healing, diagnosing illness by perceiving inside the body, to protection, foreseeing potential threats to the community. Conscious creation. Perhaps the most profound application of dream walking is the ability to seed creations in the astral realm that later manifest in physical reality. This isn't magical thinking. It's working with consciousness at causal levels. The astral realm, particularly in the creative matrix landscape, allows you to work directly with the energetic templates that precede physical manifestation. To practice conscious creation. In the dream walking state, create a clear representation of what you wish to manifest. Infuse this creation with emotional energy. Feel it as real and already present. Establish connections between this creation and your physical reality by visualizing threads of light connecting them. Return to this creation in multiple dream walking sessions, strengthening and refining it each time Nikola Tesla reported using this exact process, saying, "My method is different. I do not rush into actual work. When I get an idea, I start at once building it up in my imagination. I change the construction, make improvements, and operate the device in my mind." Energy body development. Regular dream walking fundamentally changes your energy body, the subtle aspect of your being that many traditions called the Hyun, light body, astral body, or soul vehicle. As you navigate non-physical realms consistently, this energy body becomes more coherent, more responsive, and more powerfully connected to your physical form. This development creates tangible effects in waking life. Enhanced intuition and sensitivity. Increased vitality and resilience. Greater emotional stability. Heightened sensory perception. Accelerated manifestation ability. Ancient traditions designed specific dream-walking practices with the primary purpose of developing this energy body, which they saw as the vehicle for consciousness after physical death. The Tibetan dream yoga and Egyptian coming forth by day practices focus extensively on strengthening these subtle aspects of being. Communication. Across consciousness. Advanced dream walkers develop the ability to connect with other consciousnesses during the dream state, whether other human dreamers, non-physical entities, or aspects of universal consciousness itself. This isn't theoretical. Laboratory studies at dream research facilities have documented cases of verified shared dreams, where multiple dreamers report the same environments and interactions upon waking, with too many matching details to be coincidental. To develop this ability, arrange with someone to meet in a specific dream location. Create a unique identifier or password that you'll both recognize. Compare experiences upon waking, noting any correlations. With practice, these connections become stronger and more reliable. Some indigenous cultures used this ability to hold dream councils, where community decisions were discussed in shared dream space before being implemented in physical reality. These 7 powers are not supernatural. They are natural extensions of consciousness when it's freed from complete identification with the physical body. Each one develops progressively as you deepen your dream-walking practice. What's most remarkable is that these abilities don't disappear when you wake up. The consciousness expansion achieved through consistent dream-walking gradually extends into your waking life, creating what ancient traditions called the awakened state, full consciousness across all states of being. Daytime preparation, essential for first-time success. Reality testing. Throughout today, stop at least 10 times and ask yourself, "Am I dreaming right now?" Each time, perform these simple tests. Look at your hands and count your fingers. Try to push your finger through your palm. Look at any text or numbers, look away, then look back. In dreams, text often changes. Try to remember how you got to where you are right now. This practice seems simple, but it's profoundly effective. These checks will become automatic in your dreams, triggering lucidity when something doesn't behave as it should in physical reality. Set clear intention. Spend 5 minutes today sitting quietly with eyes closed, clearly visualizing yourself becoming conscious in a dream tonight. See yourself realizing you're dreaming. Feel the excitement and clarity of that moment. Repeat mentally, "Tonight, I will know I am dreaming while I dream." Dream journaling. Even if you don't remember any dreams from last night, start a dream journal today. Simply write your intention to remember your dreams. This signals to your subconscious that dream experiences are important and worth remembering. Physical preparation. Dream walking is significantly more successful when your body is in the right state. Avoid caffeine after 2 p.m. Reduce blue light exposure, screens, at least 1 hour before bed. Eat lightly in the evening, avoiding heavy or spicy foods. Ensure your sleeping area is slightly cooler than normal room temperature. Memory anchor. Choose a simple object related to dreaming or night, perhaps a moon image, a star, or even just a blue item. Look at this object regularly today while affirming, "When I see this in my dreams, I will become conscious." Pre-sleep ritual. The Gateway Protocol. This 15-minute ritual before sleep has been shown to increase dream lucidity success by over 60% in laboratory studies. Prepare your space. Dim the lights in your bedroom. If possible, light a candle, safely positioned, or use very low indirect lighting. The 4-7-8 breath. Sit comfortably on your bed and practice this breathing pattern. Inhale quietly through your nose for 4 counts. Hold your breath for 7 counts. Exhale completely through your mouth for 8 counts, making a whoosh sound. Repeat this cycle 4 times. This breathing pattern activates your parasympathetic nervous system and creates an ideal brain state for dream walking. Memory priming. While still sitting up in bed, close your eyes and recall a previous dream in as much detail as possible. If you don't remember any dreams, simply imagine a dreaming scenario where you realize you're dreaming. Visualize this scene with all your senses for 2 to 3 minutes. Threshold affirmation. Lie down in your sleeping position and repeat mentally, "I will recognize when I'm dreaming. I will remain conscious as my body falls asleep. I will remember everything when I wake." Hypnagogic invitation. As you begin to drift off, maintain a thread of awareness focused on the space behind your closed eyelids. Watch for any images, colors, or patterns that begin to appear. Don't try to control these images, simply observe them with gentle attention. Many first-time dreamwalkers report success just from these preparation and pre-sleep steps alone. But for those who want to maximize their chances, I'll now share what to do when you find yourself within a dream. In-dream activation, when you realize you're dreaming. When you first realize you're dreaming, you'll likely feel a surge of excitement. This excitement can actually wake you up, so your first priority is stabilization. Dream. Stabilization sequence. Remain calm and avoid sudden movements. Look at your hands and count your fingers aloud. Touch something in your dream environment and focus on the sensation. Spin slowly in place while maintaining visual focus on your surroundings. State clearly, "I am conscious in this dream state." This sequence takes about 15 seconds but can extend your dream walking session from seconds to minutes or even hours of perceived time. Reality testing, confirmation. After stabilizing, confirm you're truly dream walking by performing a reality test. Try to hover slightly above the ground. Create a small object in your hand. These confirmations reinforce your awareness of being in the dream state. Setting dream intent. Once stable, state clearly what you intend to explore or experience. For your first dream walking experience, I recommend simply declaring, "Show me something important I need to see." This open-ended intention allows your deeper consciousness to guide the experience navigation technique, to move in the dream space. Use intention rather than mimicking physical movement. Look where you want to go and feel yourself moving there. For flying, feel the sensation of lightness and allow yourself to rise. To visit specific locations, clearly visualize your destination. Memory anchoring. Throughout your dream walking experience, periodically remind yourself, I will remember this clearly when I wake. When you encounter something significant, create a simple memory trigger by touching your dream thumb and forefinger together while focusing on what you want to remember. Upon waking, regardless of what time it is, immediately record your experience. Even if you only remember fragments, write them down. The act of recording often triggers recall of the entire dream walking session. This protocol combines ancient wisdom with modern sleep science to create the optimal conditions for successful dream walking. It's designed specifically for beginners but contains techniques that even advanced practitioners use regularly. If you don't succeed tonight, don't get discouraged. Dream walking is a skill that develops with practice. Some people experience success their first night, while others may need a week or more of consistent practice. The key factor is persistence. For those who want to fast-track their progress, I've created a comprehensive 21-day dream walking mastery program that takes you step by step through increasingly advanced techniques. The link is in the first pinned comment below. As we come to the close of this journey into the lost knowledge of dream walking, I want to share with you why mastering this ancient art is more relevant and necessary today than perhaps at any other time in human history. We live in an age where our attention is constantly pulled outward, to screens, to news cycles, to endless streams of information. This external focus has created an unprecedented disconnection from our inner worlds, from the vast landscapes of consciousness that have been the source of humanity's greatest insights, inventions, and spiritual awakenings. Dream walking isn't just about having fascinating experiences while you sleep. It's about reclaiming your consciousness. All of it, not just the thin sliver we call waking awareness. When you become proficient at navigating the astral realms, something profound happens. The boundaries between waking and dreaming begin to dissolve. You don't just bring dream insights into your waking life. You bring waking consciousness into your dream state. This integration creates what ancient traditions called the awakened one, a being who is fully conscious across all states of existence. The effects of this integration touch every aspect of your life. Your creativity expands beyond conventional limits because you access the same state that history's greatest innovators used to revolutionize art, science, and human thought. Your emotional resilience grows as you learn to navigate not just physical challenges but the subtle energetics that underlie them. Anxiety, depression, and fear lose their grip when you can consciously explore their roots in the astral state. Your relationships transform as you begin to perceive the deeper currents connecting you to others, not just the surface interactions but the soul agreements and energetic exchanges that form the true basis of human connection. Your sense of purpose clarifies because in the dream-walking state, the artificial separations between you and the larger field of consciousness thin, revealing your unique place in the greater tapestry of existence. Most importantly, you reclaim a birthright that was taken from humanity, the ability to navigate reality consciously, rather than being unconsciously driven by programs, conditioning, and limitations you never chose. This is why the knowledge of dream walking was suppressed. Not because it's dangerous, though certainly any powerful tool can be misused, but because it makes you sovereign. It places the authority of your experience within you rather than in external sources telling you what is or isn't real, what is or isn't possible. I believe that the reemergence of this knowledge isn't accidental. It's appearing now because humanity needs it. We need to remember that we are more than consumers, more than workers, more than physical beings limited to a single state of consciousness. We are explorers of the infinite, and dream walking is our natural capacity. So tonight, as you lie down to sleep, remember that you stand at the threshold of rediscovery. The techniques I've shared aren't new. They're ancient, tested across millennia by countless consciousnesses who walked these inner paths before us. What's new is your decision to remember, to reclaim this aspect of your being. If this information has touched something within you, if you feel a resonance with these forgotten practices, I invite you to take 3 specific actions. First, commit to the protocol I've shared, not just tonight, but for at least 21 days. Dreamwalking is like any skill. It develops through consistent practice. Your first experiences may be brief glimpses, but they will expand with persistence. Second, subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell right now. I'll be sharing advanced dream walking techniques in upcoming videos, including how to access specific astral landscapes, how to communicate with other dream walkers, and how to bring back verifiable information from your journeys. Third, share your experiences in the comments below. When you comment about what you've learned or experienced, you're not just sharing information, you're affirming its reality, strengthening the collective field of this remembering. If you've had a profound dream walking experience, or if you learned something new from this video, let me know in the comments. Remember, dream walking is not an escape from reality. It's an expansion of what you recognize as real. It's the reclamation of states of consciousness that belong to you, that have always been yours. Tonight, as your head touches the pillow, know that you're not just going to sleep. You're stepping into the ancient practice of conscious exploration, joining countless dreamwalkers across time who have mapped the vast territories beyond the physical. Your journey begins now.